Hey there, Dark Star here in the 330, flying back to Fiumicino for a substantial sum of money. I actually have both 330s to choose from. Whoa. So we want to load this one. Find new runways. Okay, let's make sure the runways are the same. 21 and 16 right. 21, 16 right. So we have a very sparse route, that's why I'm loading this. Okay, generate. And import. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, send that to ATC. I guess it doesn't matter which 330 we take technically. Big plane.
Good morning, Captain. First time working together. I'm Bo, your first officer.
It's almost always what it has.
Captain, it's Josie from the cabin crew. Passengers ready for boarding, Captain.
56374.
Waiting on your okay.
Skip.
Perth Tower, Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112, ready for departure. Runway 21, IFR to Fiume.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112, QNH 1010. Cleared for takeoff, runway 21.
And 1010.
Cleared for takeoff runway 21, Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112.
So we'll take off, we'll go direct to IP more.
Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts and secure all baggage underneath your seat or in the overhead compartments. Place your seats and table trays in the upright position. Turn off all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones, and prepare for takeoff.
In case we need them later. Config, since we're good to go. I actually want to change where my flex is. So I'm going to do that right here. Oh, come on. So we're going to set toga when we get the throttles up. All right.
Alpha
flaps up.
7112, contact Perth departure on 118.7.
118.7 for Summit Papa
Autopilot
Tango
on.
Alpha 7, 112.
I don't remember what it was now. A few more. So we can get 240 here to hold. We're in climb. I wish there was an option so you could have these on the ground, but not in the air. I always forget to turn them off. Let's see. I'm gonna add them onto my little checklist.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Today, I'm assisted by co-pilot Bo Vowles. Welcome aboard Flight PDA 7112, inbound to Fiumicino. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 9,100 feet and at an airspeed of 250 knots. It's 1:07 p.m. We anticipate a comfortable flight in spite of some mild turbulence. On behalf of all crew members, we thank you for flying with us today. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Okay, landing lights off. We'll turn the seatbelt signs off. And just double check, gear is up, flaps are up. Let's see. is we always end up with too much fuel on this side. Thought here for a minute we would. This turn here, looking pretty good. Alright, well that's the climb out. We'll be back for the descent. Okay, we're back. We're flying over Italy. We're getting ready to start our descent at about 40 nautical miles. So what we want to do is prep for that by entering our approach data. Grab the weather from here. So QNH 1008. Temperature 12 degrees. Wind 150 at 6 knots. And then from our charts we can get our minimums. Let's do 75R. Full flaps. Be descending with a considerable headwind, so hopefully we won't have any problem. Let's get the passengers back in their seats. set up. The next step is dialing the altitude down. So we're going to start here. I can't remember if it's 8,000 or 7,000. We'll find out in just a minute. We can go back here and look as well. Let's go and set it to 2,500. So we're coming in out this way. Hexama down to Maven. Catch the ILS about here. And I am going to master this approach one of these days. I don't know why I just struggle so much in the Airbus to get my altitude and speed down. I'm going to use Simray just to keep this shorter. So let's get a little bit closer to descent. Okay, we're going to start a managed descent. And then we're going to get in contact with ATC. Communication menu, which is here. And if you have a keyboard, you can just hit 1, and then you hit 1 again.
Rome Center, Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112 is at flight level 380, descending 8,000.
Continue to Exama.
Exama, not Exama.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS Zulu runway 16, right approach via Exama transition. Clear to Exama.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS Zulu runway 16, right approach via Exama transition. Clear to Exama. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112.
So there could be two different things that happen here. This is one. And they tell you to maintain altitude. Do not maintain altitude. Fly down to your approach. The other one is they'll say you'll announce that you're. Did it put it on here? Yeah. So see, we announce we're at flight level whatever, descending to. I hate this interface. 8,000. And then they'll be okay with that. They'll hand you off later. And then you'll get
Ladies and gentlemen, now we're approaching Fiumicino, where local time is 4:11 a.m. Please stay in your seat with your seatbelt fastened. Personal screens, footrests, and seat tables must be stowed away, and all hand luggage stored either in the overhead lockers or under the seat in front. Please ensure all electronic devices are turned off. Thank you.
Okay,
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Descend and maintain 5,000.
Okay, they clear us down to 5,000.
Descend and maintain 5,000. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112.
glide path down. Or not glide path, vertical path. Maybe what I should do is do this. Let's go ahead and put this back to 5,000. And then I think what I want to try this time. Well, no, I'm gonna just try that. We'll keep it managed descent for now. It always does fine at this stage. Okay, our speed is a little on the low end. Actually throttled up a little bit. Settle in for a moment. I actually want this page right now because it has your vertical deviation on it. Descending. Forgot what it was. 08. Okay, good. 1008, 1008, 1008. And I think some of that is controlled by here. So if you say link instruments, that's basically what that does. So I added a little zigzag in here so we don't come in at such a sharp angle. So when I'm doing these long flights, I like to add a hold at some point. That way I don't overfly. I didn't end up needing it this time, so I just deleted it. Let's just do a quick fuel check. We are a little lighter on the right. I kind of expected it to catch up, but it didn't really. That's fine. So avionics set, altitude set, approach briefing, descent clearance, power, VNAV, barometer set. Okay, so we're coming up on 10,000. We want to make sure we're going to stay under 250. Get the landing lights on, approach clearances, power flaps.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Descend and maintain 5400.
Okay.
Descend and maintain 5400. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112.
Bug. Clears you down to 5,000 and then brings you up to 5,400. Weird stuff like that. Right here at Ogtom, there's a deceleration event. So one thing I'm going to try here. No, I'm just going to leave it. I'll leave it for right now. I know I can manage the descent. I can just put this on open descent.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Contact Rome approach on 119.2. Good day.
Going to 119.2. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Rome approach. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112 is at 11,500 descending 5,400.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Rome approach. QNH 1008. Radar contact. Continue to Maven. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Contact Rome Center on 1 tree 1.1. Good day.
1 tree 1.1 for Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112.
Okay, I'm going to use some spoilers.
Rome Center, Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112 is passing 10,600 descending 5,400.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Rome Center, QNH 1008. Radar contact. Continue to Maven. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Contact Rome approach on 119.2. Good day.
119.2.
119.2 for Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Rome approach, Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112 is passing 10,300 descending 5,400.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Rome approach, QNH 1008. Radar contact. Continue to Maven.
go ahead and activate approach phase, and then go back to managed. Now I'm going to use speed brakes again. Still holding at 5,400. Yes. Let's do that open descent. And see, here's where this plane gets really weird, right? Becomes so hard to descend. Let's see, what's our altitude? It may have been 4,000. It should have cleared us down to 4,000 because it told us to go to Maven. If they don't clear us to go down lower soon, we're not even going to make that. See, it doesn't have a... Okay, there. So we can just barely make it. I have full spoilers on. I'm sorry. That should have been 4,000, not 2,500. Okay, we're gonna go spoilers off now then. Let's go back to managed. So we're still clean. I'm going to go ahead and deploy the first notch of flaps. And speed brakes. And one thing we didn't do, and we might get dinged for it if we don't do it soon, is get our lights on. Should have gotten that on at 10,000, but I'm so busy managing the speed on this thing. Okay, I'm relaxing the speed brakes for now. I'm going to go second notch of flaps. Brakes for landing. So what I want to see is this descent marker where it should be 4,000 at Maven. And the engines at idle. That's a good combo.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Contact Fiume Tower on 12tree.725 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 12tree.725. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112. Fiume Tower, Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112, 18 miles north, inbound Isla Zulu runway, 16 right approach.
Okay, let's go. Landing
Summit
system
Papa
on.
Tango Alpha 7112.
We're below the glide
Fiume
slope,
Tower,
which is good.
QNH 100 tree. Cleared ILS Zulu runway, 16 right approach.
That one maybe?
Cleared ILS Zulu runway, 16 right approach. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7112.
Okay, I'm gonna hit altitude hold mode. Not sure why it did that. So that we can intercept the glide slope. Headwind, a little bit of right crosswind. If we want, we could go autopilot 1 on. I mean, autopilot 2 on, or we can turn autopilot off and fly it. Whatever we want to do, we've captured the glide slope here. We're going to go ahead and go flaps 4. Waiting for clear to land.
2,500.
Sure, we're at 1x. Feels like we're going really slowly. Wish we could have sort of a AI co-pilot mode.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7
For this
112.
reason right here.
Wind 136 at 7. Cleared to land runway 16 right.
Cleared to land runway 16
Gear
right.
down.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7 112.
Cabin check. And waiting on landing gear down. Okay, 3 greens on the gear. Speed brake is ready. Everything is ready. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go autopilot off.
1,000.
Should do it here. Forgot about that.
$500. 400. 300. 200. 100 above. 100. Minimum.
A little high now. It's okay.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7 112. Turn next taxiway.
I wish I could trust the audio turn next taxiway.
Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7 112. Contact ground on 121.675.
That's not a taxiway either.
121.675 for Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7 112.
Not far enough up. There we go.
Fiumicino ground. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7 112. Request taxi to parking.
Taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Yankee.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Yankee. Summit Papa Tango Alpha 7 112.
flaps off, landing lights off, strobe off, taxi lights on. And APU starting.
Ladies and gents, we have not reached the gate yet. Please remain seated until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. Thank you.
Okay, we got taxiway Alpha Yankee. Forgot where I am. LIRF. Okay, Alpha up to Yankee. Steps up on my second monitor and have it work. It's just so broken. Okay, that's Mike. Trying to get better at using the maps. Hard to see that sign for this one, but you can see it as we whistle by here. Yeah. We're on Yankee, that's Zulu. Pretend like we have some guidance, like we would for people on the ground. you set parking brake, it will end when you shut down the engines, or you can shut down the engines and it won't end the mission until you set the parking brake. Then you can do things like turn off your other lights, get your APU bleed on, any other console changes you want to make or whatever. Then you can set the parking brake. I'm not sure why we got a low score on this. Landing was fine. We got 200 feet per minute touchdown. Nice income. And we maintained our S rank. That's good. All right, catch you later.